What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing? Welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. I am Carl. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah. Let me say thanks to my very special guest. Who was here last time? Sister Tina B. Check out Sister Tina B music and all that. Also want to say thanks for all you guys who's been in the program in the past. Some, from Mr. Momo Watt, the great J.D. Douglas, the man who wrote the Black Heroes in the Hall of Fame, Ken McLean, Jenny P., Levi One Drop, so many of you, so many names to call, you know what I mean? Let me say thank you. If I missed your name, please forgive me. Don't take it personal. It's not a personal thing, you know. And I also want to, quite a few things I want to look at today. I want to look at Donald Trump. I want to look at the football. I got my special comment about the football. I'm going to tell you something that I actually came up with. On the last Euro, I actually said this, but nobody listens to me. And nobody take notice of what I say. That's why it isn't coming home. Also on the program this afternoon, I've got my wonderful guest, a singer, songwriter, and an actress, and she actually helps young people. Her name is J.B. Rose. She'll be coming up in a little while on our program. Let me say thanks for her to be on our program. Absolutely wonderful, fantastic artist. So she got a new single out coming, so she'll be talking about that. The new single is released actually tomorrow, yeah, the 18th. Yeah, so let me say thank you for tuning in. And let's say all you guys who tune into the program. Hector, you asked me if I was online last week. No, I wasn't. What? I am here today once again. And all you guys say, Carl, where have you been? You haven't been online. But I am here again. Sometimes, you have to have a little bit of rest, you know what I mean, and take it easy. And sometimes there's other things you actually need to do as well. So it's not always easy. And I do work hard, and I'm still working hard. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. You know, absolutely marvelous. Want to say big shout out to also Heather Haywood and Sugar Rainbow. Heather Haywood is actually from the Cool Notes, and she's also been on this program. And all you guys, as I say, please join in and subscribe to the channel and share the program, for God's sake. Thank you. Did I say for God's sake? My big family in Jamaica, Canada, the United States. Mabel, how you doing? Annette McPhee, how you doing, girl? Nice of you to catch up with you. Let me say big shout out to you. All you guys at Alston School in Jamaica, Alston High School, how you doing? Big shout out to you. It's been a long time. We've all scattered all across the world now, which is absolutely great. And you're probably thinking, who's that guy shouting out Alston High School? Actually, I do go by a different name. So you probably won't recognize my name that is actually on the screen, you know what I mean? So, well, that's how it is, Sometimes we have to do that. Now, I must tell you, looking at a couple of things that's happening in the news, I should also tell you, there's a big fire that's actually going on in Birmingham, and it's at the Fort Dunlop. The massive warehouse fire has actually going on. And there's heavy smoke all across Birmingham and also in Solihull. So, and a lot of roads are actually closed off. There's 80 fire brigades there as well. And it's been going on from about 3 o'clock. And a lot of the roads around there are closed. So if you can avoid the area, please do so, because we don't know when they're actually going to put the fire out. And it's also close to the Fort Centre. And a lot of the Fort Centre has been activated. Workers was actually told to actually go home, you know what I mean? So nobody actually knows what caused that fire. And say it's just one of those things that actually happens sometimes. And we hope, so far we haven't heard of anyone who's actually hurt in that fire or trapped in any way. And we hope that isn't happening, yeah? Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. And I say, there's the big fire that is actually going on. As you can see, big black smoke all across Birmingham. And if you are in Birmingham City Centre, you can actually see those fires as well. That is actually going on there. And I say that is just coming not too long ago. I said the fire started at about 3 o'clock, and we try to get the details of it. And there you have it. Let me say thank you. Now, let me move on. Now, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was shot in the United States, in Pennsylvania. He was shot by Thomas Crooks, a 20-year-old. And they have actually killed him, you know what I mean? One other person was also shot by that young man. And also 2 other persons was actually injured. Donald Trump was actually shot in the ears. And we see his security people actually rushing him out to get him to safety. and that sort of thing. The young man is said to be a 20-year-old, and he did very well at school. You know what I mean? He had a job. He also was a member of a gun club. He also got on top of a roof, and he opened fire. The roof that he got on was very, very close. It surprised me. That's one of the most highly guarded men in the United States. Because, all presidents are heavily guarded. Our ex-president are heavily guarded. And when you see Donald Trump driving around his motorcade, he always got a lot of people actually guarding him or following him in his motorcade. When he was going back and forth to court, you could see a lot of people actually guarding him. So how this man actually get on top of the roof, and he actually gets on a high roof. Now, if there was snipers around or security people around, there seems to be on a low roof. And this guy was actually on a high roof. And it wasn't too far from where the ex-president was actually giving his speech. And so, it is a troubling thing when you see that sort of thing happening. The other thing as well, you would have think they had drones, you know what I mean? Because everybody's got drones now. So you would have think they had got drones to sort of give a good look across what was going on. But it seems that it just happened. And I said, Donald Trump is okay. He went and gave a big lecture or his speech at the Republican Party, where he's been, where his inauguration is actually taking place for him to be president of the United States again. And all he came in, and they was also saying, fight. Now, interesting. Now, fight. What are they fighting for? What are they fighting for? Are you fighting your own opposition? Or are you fighting the people who disagree with you? Donald Trump's regular speaker, fight. Even when he was, when he lost office, he was on about fighting. What is he talking about fighting? What is he fighting? Now, in the great Bob Marley, I recall, this is a completely different thing, but check where I'm going with this. I recall the great Bob Marley, an American interviewer asked him, when he was in Jamaica, why are you not singing about revolution anymore? Why are you not singing all that sort of thing and fighting and all the rest of it? Well, Bob Marley says to the American reporter, he says, well, I'm at home. When I'm at home, I don't need to fight. So what kind of fight is going in for the American people in America? Because that is their home. So are they going to fight in amongst themselves? They're going to fight their own country people in their home. Food for thought. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Yeah. Now, global efforts has been made to help all those actually who suffered in Hurricane Beryl. I call it Dirty Beryl. That's what I call it. And as I say, it's not funny, but I just call it that. And as I say, the great clearing up is actually going on. And a lot of people actually got involved in that cleaning up, as you can see there. And there are actually a lot of organizations, and you can actually get in touch with these organizations who's actually denoting things. And there's quite a few organizations in the United Kingdom who's actually helping with those. So, and sending barrel to the Caribbean and all that sort of stuff. So if you go online and you can see where you can actually get in touch with these people and see what is going on, so you can make a big help there. So it will be actually very, very good. And they say a lot of those islands was actually devastated. There was rivers flooding, there was everything that was going on there. I mean, there was heavy wind, there was landslide, there was mud, and all that sort of thing. So if you can get involved and help, I'm sure they'll be grateful, and it'll be help to make those people's life a little bit better. Because some of us do have it, you know what I mean? So just don't be mean. Okay, so don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, this is actually very strange. A man has appeared in court today, and human remains was found on the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol. Human remains was also found in London. And London to the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol is a very, very long way. You know what I mean? I say the man has appeared in court today, charged with double murder. And as I say, we don't know when he's back in court again, but we'll see how that goes. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, David Lammy. David Lammy has become Britain's new foreign secretary. Now, David Lammy in this job, he faces a world in turmoil. There's so much going on in the world. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got what is going on in Ukraine, what is going on with Russia and Ukraine. He's got what is going on in all different parts of the world. And the thing about it, he's actually asked for immediate ceasefire in between Israel and Gaza and the Palestinians, or I should say Gaza. And we don't know what's going to happen because we see the last foreign minister, Cameron, he was saying the same thing, and it hasn't happened. And we still see lots and lots of people being killed or dying. What has happened? What has happened? What we don't see it a lot in the main news, which is absolutely silly or ridiculous, is the fact that the big football been going on and the elections been going on. And I say we've had like a new government in the United Kingdom. So that sort of thing is going on. So we don't see all the news people seems to have pulled out. All the guys who were trying to get in the news who has pulled out. But you got to bear in mind, no journalists from the UK or from America has been able to go on into Gaza and see exactly what is going on. Yeah, terrible thing. And that war has been going on for a long time now. So we hope David Lammy, as a foreign secretary, can actually do something and help with that situation. Yeah. Moving on. Now, police has been granted a closure order, a temporary closure order, I should say. And this is a superstore, international superstore, High Street, Erdington. And it is alleged a couple of people of color went into the shop, and there was actually racially and physical abuse. A woman went in, and a family, there was a family, and a man and his partner went in, and also another lady and a young man was cellular. There was racially and physical abuse. The man who actually tried to defend his family, he was beaten up, allegedly, you know what I mean? And and there's been a lot of protests at the shop since this happened. And every Saturday there's a protest from 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock. So that is still going on. And I say, but however, the police and the court has actually given the police power to grant a temporary closure of the shop. And the thing about the shop is that the shop is actually used mainly by people of British, African, Caribbean descendants. And one of the things a lot of people are saying is that you say, racial abuse and physical abuse is against the law. So, what a lot of people are saying, and what we get out from the news, is to just stop using the shop. Because if you're using this shop and you're being racially abused and you're physically abused just because you're from a different race or because of the color of your skin, common sense tells me that you shouldn't use this shop anymore. Yeah? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, motor racing, the king of motor racing, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Sir Lewis Hamilton, actually, this was 2 weeks ago. I got to talk about it though because it made history. So Lewis Hamilton has won another race. He hasn't won for quite some time, but he actually won at the Grand Prix at the Silverstone racetrack, I should say. Now, the thing about it, he's the only driver has actually won on that racetrack 8 times. So that is history, and he's the only driver that actually wins on 8 times in any track on the F1 circuit. So we say big congratulations to Sir Lewis Hamilton. He was back on the podium again. And I say he hasn't had a win for ages. And you know he would have been 8 times world champion if he wasn't what we call, in the football terms, they would say, rob. Lewis Hamilton has also won 104 races in F1. So, but he sees, he's probably going to retire very soon. I think he's actually going to go to Ferrari before he actually retires. But what a great champion is it. Now, football. Now, football. England against Spain in the Euro. Spain 2-1. It's not coming home, right? According to some, England wasn't able to keep the ball. If you're playing football, you have to be able to keep the ball. But let me turn this around a little bit. I said this to a couple of people, and I want to point this out. Now, what I've noticed in football for the last how many years is that this is also in the World Cup and in the Euro. Any one of the teams that actually wins the World Cup or the Euro, they've always got what we call exceptional players in the team. Yes, let's go to the world champions, like say, Argentina, the great Maradona. Yes, I know the hand of God. But if you ever see Maradona plays before the hand of God or after the hand of God, and when you see him playing that match, and he went around 4 or 5 players, and he hit for goal. So, the great Pele. You always have to have a special, and I'm not disrespecting any England player. You always have to have a very, very special, couple of very special players in your team. The great Zidane for France. Thierry Henry for France, you know what I mean? Patrick Vieira for France, you know what I mean? And so many people. You always have to have these people in your team. Now, what I've noticed about England hasn't had those sort of players in its team. Now, I know you guys who play at club level, you're going to say, oh, this guy now at our club is better. Put your club difference aside. What you need is a player or a couple of players in your team who is above the exceptional. It's a bit like, let me put this another way. It's a bit like, say, let's say, okay, let's say we've got the greats. This got nothing to do with football, but trying to see where I'm going with this. Let's say we got the greats, Usain Bolt. Do you see how exceptional he is? In boxing, you have the great Muhammad Ali. Yes, you see how exceptional he is. In the F1, we got great Lewis Hamilton. You see how exceptional those players are. In tennis, you got the great Venus Williams. You need people with those extra special. And that's what England team has always lacked. At one time, I heard a well-known presenter for the BBC say we got one, which was Michael Owen. Well, Michael Owen was actually doing quite well. However, he was suffered with injuries, and he never get to that stage of what we call an international great player. And that is what I've noticed England has been lacking over the years. Forget about the manager. They've been a whole lot of managers. 50, 80 years they haven't won. So it can't be just the manager alone. There has to be something that is wrong in the system. I said we've got great players, but none of them players has reached that level. I know people who pundits going to say, oh, he's a great player, he's a fantastic player. They haven't reached that level. And until you reach that level, that exceptional level, it's not coming home. That's what I'm talking about. And that's how I see it. That is totally. And I've talked to a lot of people about this, and they say, Carl, we never think about that, you know, but that you're making a lot of sense, you know what I mean? And I said, you got all those great players. I mentioned this Zidane from France. Zidane is a great player. And there's lots more. Those players with exceptional skills. And that's what you need in the England team. If you can point to me and say a player, and I'm not disrespecting any player in England. If you can tell me a player in the England team that is what we call world-class, top of the world player, tell me one. And that is what England has been lacking for the last 58 years. And even at club level, at youth level, when the coach are training these guys, what the coach actually needs to say to these guys, you must be the best of the best. Don't just play football and say, oh, I'm good. That's it, I'll leave it there. You have to be ahead for what we call greatness. Greatness. Special. Those special people. You see, all those special people are all in different sports. And that's what the England team needs. It needs some very, very special people to run. You need about 2 or 3 or 4. And then everything should be fine. It will be coming home. Now, in my generation, it hasn't come home. There's guys in their 20 years old, it hasn't come home. There's teenage guys who's in their early teens, and it hasn't come home. And until you take note of what I'm saying now, I said this last time when England lost to Italy. And Italy also had some extreme great world players. Germany, you know, Müller. So many great players in Germany that actually played in the past. And England has always been lacking that. Now, I'm not knocking England because there's very, very good players in England, and I'm not knocking England. But Sometimes we have to put our passion aside and look at things. Why is the team getting it so wrong all over the years? And that is actually what I think. But I'm just Carl. And quite early, you guys are gonna say. I mean, I've heard people say, okay, before I go into that story, I've heard people say, oh, yes, 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 yes. They did very, very well. They get to the final. We're gonna go. We're gonna do it next time. And I've been hearing the same thing for 58 years. No, I'm not that old, but I've been hearing the same language all the time. So, guys, I don't think any other manager is going to take any notice of me, but it is food for thoughts. The Jamaican team actually has picked is up for the Olympics, which starts the 26th of July till the 11th of August, and they're actually in a new kit. And a lot of the Jamaicans actually said they actually love the new kit, which is absolutely marvelous. So, as I said, the Olympics is up. So we got the football out the way, and the Olympics is up. So that should be actually great. Absolutely marvelous. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. And please leave a comment. Now, a decorated musician and educator, Camille Isaac, made history by becoming the first visually impaired artist to win the Jamaican Song Festival. Yeah, and they say she actually wins it. And it's been 58 years it took for somebody with visually impaired to actually win that competition. So the track is called One Jamaica, and it's actually a fantastic track, you know what I mean? The first track was actually done in 1966 by the Maytals. The track was called Bam Bam. Does anybody remember that? I don't remember that, but I can go back to archives, and that's how I get my information. The other track I do like was Ba Ba Boom 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 Festival Boom Boom Boom. The Jamaicans in 1967. Right. Let me move on. Now, Jamaican Minister Marion Hall, and she was actually known as Lady Saw. She actually said Jack Ure and Ninja Man should have served God to avoid going to prison. He said if they have taken to the pulpit and served God, they would not have gone to prison. Now, Jack Ure has gone to prison twice. He was prison in Jamaica. He was also prison somewhere in Europe. I don't know if he's out of prison yet. I don't know how many times Ninja Man has been in prison and how long he was in there for. Yeah, so that's what Marianne Hall is always saying something, man. That's what she actually comes out and say this time. Yeah. Now, moving on. Wow, Benjamin Zephaniah. There's an outdoor exhibition in Birmingham celebrating Benjamin Zephaniah, and it starts the 5th of July and it finished the 31st of July. So if you get a chance, go out and check that out. You can also go and check out a program that we actually did in Hansrow Park, commemorating the life of Benjamin Zephaniah. If you go to YouTube, Breakthrough TV, you'll actually see that. And thanks for all the people that actually take part in that. And that is, we went to a Hansrow Park and we did a wonderful interview with all people who, who knows and sort of being associated, and just ordinary people, ordinary member of the public will actually give us an interview. And I said that interview is out there. You can actually go, if you go to YouTube, Breakthrough TV, Benjamin Zephaniah, you'll actually see that, yeah. Right. Let me say thank you for tuning in. And my guest, I'm hoping my guest will be there. See how she does. My guest could be JB Rose. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's been an actress. Let me see if I can get her on our program. JB, how you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Let me say thank you for tuning into the program. Hope we didn't keep you waiting for
You're
too
welcome.
long.
No, it's absolutely fine.
Okay. Right. So you're a singer. You're a songwriter. You're an actress, and you've actually helped involved with young people also.
Yes, so I've got many hats. I'm a singing vegan mum at the moment, which means I have a YouTube channel, and I do vegan cookery. I do well-being and health, and I'm a mum, and so that's what I do now. But I mean, I do a lot of things. So I work with young people, teaching drama and singing. I also do theatre. I write. I'm a playwright. I've done a lot of things in my time, but it's all in the arts. But everything doesn't exist without singing. So I'm a singer-songwriter as well. And calling me an actress, well, I haven't been an actress for many years, so I don't even use that title at all. So I would take that one out.
I also know. I mean, I chat to you many moons ago. When did I chat to you? I chat to you on a radio program when I was in a Monday morning breakfast show. I chat to you when we did the lockdown.
Right.
We talked about
yes.
that, didn't they?
Yeah. During the
And
lockdown.
you had a great track. You actually had a great track on "Back to Love," which was very inspiring at that particular period of time.
Yeah, that's right. Back to Love. During the lockdown, I recorded it. Well, I recorded it just before the lockdown, and then we did the video in the lockdown. I got my kids to film some footage to make a video. But yeah, Back to Love was all about, again, it was the state of the world, and it was the lyrics are all about bringing everything back to love, which is very much what I'm about. The whole kind of brand of mine, which is all about holistic. Let's, instead of being divided, let's be one, etc. Which kind of goes into why I chose the song that I have at the moment, "We Are One."
Let me go back a little bit. Where did the music start? Where did it all started for you? Just quickly, where did it all started for you?
I live in Lewisham, South London, so music was always a part of my life. I didn't see myself doing anything other than music, so I would say music started from the moment I was born.
Okay, yeah. And who are some of the people you actually work with?
Oh, in my time, I've been on Top of the Pops. I did some backing vocals for Coolio. I was the warm-up act for Shaka Khan. When I've worked with many drum and bass acts. I had a single. Oh, sorry, I did an album with a drum and bass group called Maximum Star. We toured the world. It was signed to Sony Records. That was, and it was Sony Records at the time was run by Simon Cowell. But Simon Cowell, as everybody knows him, he was just the CEO of Sony Records at the time.
A pretty young man.
And a young man with lots of dogs. He does like his dogs. I remember we went out to see him and it felt like there was about 6 dogs in his office. That always stays with me. Yeah, my career has sort of gone through many morphs. And I've always been a singer-songwriter. I've featured on different people's albums, from drum and bass to house. As well as doing my own stuff, working for publishers, people who write songs but don't sing, so I would sing the songs for them and then they would get the songs placed with artists, and written for TV as well. So I'm a playwright and a TV writer, I suppose, and I was one of the writers on the first Black drama TV show in 25 years at the time, and it was called Brothers and Sisters.
Yeah,
I was one of the writers on that.
I spotted that. Yeah. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
What about your parents? Was your parents into music?
So my mum was a traditional Christian lady, so she was a singer, and she sang very well. But
was she from the UK?
No, mum was from Jamaica, Manchester, Mandeville. So my mum was a good singer, and then my dad was a good singer too. They got on with life really, but they could hold a good tune.
Wow, that's great. I also know, because I come across this as well. You are like, I know you push this a lot as well. A vegan mom. How did that come about?
Yes. So,
do you still use that title?
Sorry?
Do you still use that title, a vegan mom?
Oh, I still am. Yeah. If you go to YouTube, that's me. You can see it here above me, vegan mom.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see my head, my thing there, my whole logo. Yeah, so that's me, Jay Vera singing Vegan Mum. It's my brand. But yeah, so I became a vegan about 15, 16 years ago, and it was for health reasons as well as a little bit about spirituality. And I remember watching lots and lots of programs about what they do to meat, and all the chemicals they put in it, and this whole thing of, around what illnesses that we have at the moment is to do with a lot of what they do to the
Yeah,
meat and the
I
food that
totally
we
agree.
eat. So I got very much into that. And then when my parents started to get sick with diabetes, etc., I then started to come up with vegan versions of the food that they love.
Okay.
And because I love doing cooking anyway, because my mum was a cook. Oh,
Right.
she's a nurse, but when she was growing up, she worked a lot with her stepmom in the sort of local bakery. So mum's a very good cook. So I used to watch her. I knew how to make stuff, food, and I just veganized everything
Yeah.
and told my mum this and my dad, this is not good, this is not good. And then they will say, when did you become a doctor? And I'd say, no, try this. Etc. But that's when I became the vegan mum, because of the health reasons. My parents got sicker and sicker and sicker, and it was the food that we're eating. I
Yeah.
do a lot of research on all that kind of stuff. I was telling someone today that this nation, the Western world, we are the sickest that we've ever been in the history of mankind. And it's like we are all kind of walking into the same space, thinking that we have to age sick, and we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah,
We just need
it's very
to,
good at this. I mean, I like a lot of healthy foods. You know, what I mean, I do eat a lot of vegetarian food and all the rest of it. And I came across something
yes,
the other day, which may strange, but I can say this to you because I'm not doing any kissing. Garlic. I do like garlic, and I've only
yes,
discovered the other day that they actually spray the garlic with this chemical,
yeah.
which frightens me really bad. You know,
They
it frightens
spray
me.
a lot of things on everything, so that's why
Yeah,
you have to make sure you wash it, you soak it in vinegar and bicarbonate of soda, etc. Um, so it's. I think we have to make the government and the food industries more accountable,
yeah,
because the reasons why we're sick, and they always wonder, oh, how do we get cancer? And most of the cancers, they know exactly how we get it,
yeah,
and it's to do
yeah,
with what
yeah.
we're putting in our
Yeah. And,
mouths.
and I think we have to be aware of that ourselves, you know what I mean? Because
Yes,
the companies they're gonna sell you anything to make money. So
that's right.
you have to look after yourself and keep that in the back of your mind. I mean,
That's right.
I will say to some people, well, it's because of such and such a thing that you have what's probably caused the cancer that you're having. And they look at me and think I'm stupid, you know?
Yes,
They just look at you and think you're stupid. Are you talking rubbish? It is the reality of things is most of what we're eating or what we're putting in the body, and they just says being sprayed with all this rubbishy thing. You know what I mean? It is what is
yeah,
causing all the problems. You know,
yes,
it is
that's
what is
right. Oh,
causing
look,
all the
they've got me.
problems.
You've got me there. You found a video
So
of me
we
being
caught
the
you in your
vegan mum
we caught you in your
in the
kitchen.
kitchen. Yeah. So that was me. Often I come home because I've got my two sons,
Yeah,
and I still had my clothes, my coat on, and I
yeah.
just sort of said, "Look, this is what I would do in 20 minutes, Hungry Boys,"
So
and I don't know what I was making there,
what are
but
you cooking there? See, but big shout out to my producer.
oh,
What are
I
you?
see what it is. It's I think that is I'm not sure if that is oh, it's mushrooms. I think it's
Okay,
mushrooms.
mushrooms. Great.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
Actually, Marvin.
Yeah.
When you speak of vegan, do you ever sort of grow anything yourself, or do you have like a lot
Oh
mental where
yes,
you actually grow things?
I do. I outside in my garden, I have all the herbs: rosemary, thyme, scallion, chives, all that stuff. So that I use fresh herbs from my garden, and then I've got fruit trees. Actually, I just pick some plums. I've got apple trees going. I always have spinach. It's called perpetual spinach in my garden. So every time you cut it, it comes back again. So
Yeah.
I've always got spinach. I'm making my daily smoothie. And depending what's happening, tomato plants this time of the year, I do tomatoes and all that sort of stuff. So yes, I do.
Marvelous, marvelous. I also know, I
Yeah.
don't know about you. I also know you're a very fit person and you do a lot of exercise.
Ah, so yeah, the whole thing that I do, I'm really interested in well-being.
Yeah.
And so I whenever I'm doing my online stuff, it's me encouraging people to, I'm over 40, and people think that when they go past a certain age that you have to stop, that you can't exercise, etc. And so I just like to show people that you can start anytime, even if you've got illnesses. Some people go, oh, my knee, I have a bad knee, etc. When you have a bad injury, that is definitely the time that you should be exercising that injury till you heal it. Our bodies are remarkable. It's regenerative. So even if you've abused it all your life, smoking, drinking, being sedentary, the body wants to heal itself, so you can turn yourself around completely. And as I said earlier, you know, um, it's sort of this narrative is that people think they will. It's inevitable that they will die old and ill, and you don't have to. Really don't. When we die, you should just shut your eyes. It's time now to go to your maker with no pills, no blood pressure tablets, none of that sort of stuff. No diabetic, no metformin. If you look after yourself, exercise, also have a really good perspective in the world, state of mind. Because that's all, it's a whole thing, everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then you won't need to feel that you're going to have to die ill and in pain. And as time goes by, I'm sure you've noticed. Oh, look, there's me. That a lot of people are getting sicker and sicker and dying sick, and you don't need to, and in pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I want to
What would you
encourage
say?
people.
What would you say then to somebody who's been say out of taking their taking their blood pressure tablets? I know you're not a doctor. Somebody who would you say taking their blood pressure tablets? What would you say to them? And I know you're not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor,
Mm,
and I don't know how, and why, and what people have done. But
mm,
I do believe that whatever illness people have,
mm,
that that our bodies are regenerative, so it regenerates all the time, you
mm.
know, and so bearing that in mind, whatever illnesses you have, there is a cure for everything.
Great.
There's a herb for every illness as well.
Wow. Great.
And just as you spent probably all your life eating foods that got you to this stage, whatever that stage is, you
Mm,
can turn that around, etc. So as I said, I'm not a doctor, but there's always an alternative
marvelous.
or a complementary
I do
thing.
I do like that. That's great. I do like that. Now,
Yeah.
there's a track that there's a track I've been playing for ages and I still play it. Gold. Tell us a little bit about Gold.
Gold. Well, it kind of still stays in keeping with JB Rose, my brand, which is positivity. We can do it, etc. Oh, there's the video. You're very good at this.
My producer is very good at this. Let's not take it. Let's not give
um,
it to me. Give it to my producer,
well done,
Mr. Producer.
well done, Mr. Producer.
This is what he does.
Fantastic. I might have to steal him from you.
Sorry.
So Gold is a track that came out 2022, I think. And again, it just talks about, you've got this, you're gold, you're fantastic. Go for it. There's a line that says, everything you've got it all in you. A lot of time we look outside of ourselves for the answer. But I also do a thing called Affirmation Mondays. Every Monday, about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, I just come online and we just do some meditation and affirmations, because we have the answers. It's already there. We are, just like when the egg, when the egg has all the information to make into a human or into a bird or whatever. So you have all the information. We have the information. We just need to tune into ourselves. So that's what Gold's all about, which
Great.
is you are amazing. God
Great.
made you perfect.
And you wrote the track. You wrote the track.
I wrote the track myself with a young lady called Shantae Marie, and I worked with a production team called 2B3, who worked with Beverly Knight in the early days. So Beverly Knight's early hits, Flavor of the Old School, was produced and written with 2B3.
Marvelous, what a small world. That's absolutely fantastic. That's actually great. Now, tell us about this new track that you've got. You've told me that. Did you tell me that it's produced in Jamaica? Did you say that?
That's right. It was produced in Jamaica. So my team, Sunrise Productions, I was just saying to them, it'd be nice to do a cover. And then, as again, in keeping with what I love, which is all about us all coming together, etc. I like the song "We Are One."
Hmm.
I actually was thinking about "It's the Golden Time of Day," another Maze track, but I like "We Are One." And so my producers and managers said, "Oh, what if we get it done in Jamaica?" Didn't quite understand what they meant by that. I went, "Oh, okay." And so it didn't take very long at all because my Phil Buchanan sort of knows people, and I remember sleeping and waking up, and there on my phone was a video of them doing the song, recording the song, and then by the end of that day, it was there, and they goes, "We're waiting for you now, JB, to voice the track." And I went, "Wow!" And the turnaround was like in a week. I then, because I kind of made it my own, I then wrote lyrics, added some more lyrics to it, did some lots of backing vocals, and yeah. Now "We Are One" is set to come out tomorrow, released on all platforms, and we're very
Okay.
excited. It was
And
recorded in
and
Jamaica,
I have this.
Kingston,
Let me play around with this. Let me play around with this. I got this special exclusive. I'm not lying.
You do. You
Yeah, I'll put. If you tune into the radio tomorrow from 3 to 6 on
Yeah.
the Drive Time show, you'll hear me plug that tomorrow.
Ah, you will. Oh, wonderful. Oh, look, you've got the original. "We Are One." No,
Yeah.
that's not the one. That's the one with Rose Windrush. Is that her version? Has she got that? I just saw your producer put a "We Are One" by Rose Windrush.
Okay.
Maybe that's an old
And you
she's
say
the
you
version.
truly believe in that we are one, isn't it? It is a good title that we are one.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Now
good song,
now as this program,
and the words really cool.
carry on.
I was just saying the words for "We Are One" really ring true with me. We are one, separation and division. That's what, all the politicians want to do, is separate us all, color, ages, and women, men,
Yeah.
but we are all one.
Yeah. And what they do, they put people against each other, don't they? You know what I mean? They put people against each. They
Right.
do that all the time, and
Like they did during the lockdown, etc.
yeah, they play with us, and like, you know what I mean? Things what sort of annoys me sometimes, like, we got big bills, we got big energy bills, we've got big power bills, we've got big water bills, and all that sort of thing. But they will find some, instead of they deal with that, they'll find something else, to
Yeah,
sort of separate us instead of concentrating on things like that. So that which I find a little
yes,
bit naughty. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, marvel.
that's
Now,
right.
is
I
there
agree.
anybody you'd
I
like to
agree.
say hello to, or tell us where we can find you?
Well, I can say that the track "We Are One" is going to be released tomorrow, the 18th of July.
Yeah.
And so, look, if you follow me. If you don't follow me, because there'll be lots and lots of great videos of the song. And of course, as I said, as the singing vegan mum, I have lots of recipes and tips for health and well-being. And as you said, I do exercise as well. I do affirmations on a Monday morning, and it's all about getting us all to kind of come together. And as I said, it's going to be available tomorrow on all streaming platforms. We are one. Of course, I'd like to say hello to everyone who's watching. I watch your show a lot, and I was there. Actually, I was just speaking with Heather Hayward And
Yeah,
I remember you had her a few weeks ago in, didn't you?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
From the Cool Notes.
From the Cool Notes, yeah, yeah. A great lady, great
Yeah, yeah,
artist,
yeah.
great artist.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and so yeah, I just want to just to let everybody know that I hope they enjoy the track and they download it, and also they can subscribe and follow. I'm trying to get my YouTube. I'm up to 1,000 subscribers, so if people could just go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button, I would be very grateful.
Yeah, do that, guys. Do it, please do that. Yeah, yeah. Affirmation. I can't even say it properly. Tell us some of your affirmation then. I can't even say it properly.
Well, there's this great saying that says that where your mind goes and attention goes, that's where sorry, energy goes where your mind goes. So
Mm,
whatever you're thinking about, um, that's what you will get back. And that we are energy. We have the energy to change everything that's happening in our lives and around us. So
mm.
every Monday we come together, as I said, about 6, 7 o'clock. We do a talk. I sort of, focus on stuff. I have a lot of followers, and they might tell me in the week, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling low, etc. And then I would then do some kind of a inspirational talk, and then we would then have affirmations, and we would just go, I am, you know, I am well. I am able to, achieve all my goals, and basically focus our minds on our goals and on peace and on love and gratitude in order to bring in what we desire. Because if you've got your mind on fighting, anger, pain, fear, worry, then you'll just keep getting more of all of those things: fear, worry, fighting, angry. But if you put your mind on love, peace, gratitude, happiness, then you'll get more of the same thing: love, peace, gratitude. And there I am. Your producer's amazing. I've got to have him.
You got,
Fantastic.
you got, you
Finding all this footage. Look at this. And then
and
I have
can you
affirmation
can you
music.
see can you see why I work
Yeah,
with him and he works with me?
it's fantastic.
He's
Get his
very good.
number.
He's very good. He's very good. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Trust me.
Oh,
He
well,
does.
I'm giving it to him. Big clap.
Thank you
Big
very much. Thank
wonderful.
you. Absolutely marvelous. Now, let me ask you then, what inspire you? Because you're very inspirational person. So what are some of the things that inspire you? Is that a difficult question?
No, it's not a difficult question. I can tell you that my inspirations are my parents, my mum and my dad, especially my mum, who was very clear about the things that I've just talked about, being grateful, where's your mindset, that kind of stuff. What you think is what you will receive. And my mum was full of lots of sayings. So if you follow me, you'll often see me come up with a few Jamaican sayings that my parents would say to us when we're growing up, and that one not come off a good table, and that sort of stuff.
What was that again?
You
I'm just pretending I don't understand. Of course I understand.
know. And I would remember stories as a child. So my parents are definitely an inspiration. The artists that I listened to when I was growing up: Anita Baker, Mickey Howard, Luther Vandross, all that sort of stuff. Those inspire me. The singers, I love good singing, music. My family inspire me. I've got lovely nieces and nephews. I love children. I
Yeah,
love people. People inspire me.
that's
So,
great.
and as I work with young people, I work with women in prisons doing singing in choirs, and they inspire me because they're amazing people. So the people I work with inspire me as well.
What sort of thing do you? I must get this out. What sort of thing you do with the young people? Because the young people are the future. So what sort of thing you do with the young people?
Well, it's perfect. They love singing and songwriting, and so I just help them realize their dreams. They usually come with a lot of energy and a lot of talent, and then I help them work out how to shape that, their songs, their song ideas. I help them to understand that if you just practice every day, that, you know, every day you'll get a little bit better, etc., etc. I've done I've been working with young people for many years. Again, we've done massive shows, productions, plays, theatre, and you know, quite a few of them I've seen them on X Factor, or I've seen them on EastEnders, or if they do acting, you know, that sort of stuff. Or often young people, they don't always go on TV or become a musician. Some of them just their great confidence, so they've got now end up doing, you know, what they desire, whatever their jobs are and stuff like that. So yeah, I love working with young people, and I work with women in prisons as well, and they are just as inspiring as the young people.
Great. Albums? Any albums coming out? Any like?
Yes. So as you said, I had Back to Love, and then Gold, and now tomorrow We Are One's being released, and we'll have another track coming up probably in September called Take It Back, and then we'll probably look at doing an album. Well, with the album is done, we just need to work out where to put it out. So we'll probably put it out in the new year now.
Great. And
so there'll be a couple more singles.
Who are some of the musicians on the album?
Well, it's going to be very similar to what you've been hearing. And I think I mentioned 2B3, the production team that I've been working with. It's mostly written with them, most of the songs, and produced by them. This song, We Are One, is a bit of a departure, having, you know, getting it done in Jamaica and getting it produced by another producer, etc. Sunrise Productions, etc. Yes, so your lovely producer has now got up my website. Wonderful.
Great.
He's telling me he's passed the audition. It's fine.
He's passed the audition. I've told him not long time ago. He doesn't take any notice of me, so I'm glad it's coming from you now.
You better look after him.
As I said, tell us where we can find you again. Your Facebook, your IG, and that sort of thing.
Yes, so as I said, I'm JB Rose. I'm on YouTube, JB Rose Singing Vegan Mum. Please go and subscribe. You can find me also on Facebook, JB Rose Singing Vegan Mum. TikTok, I'm all over all the socials: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You'll see me there. JB Rose, there you go. Wonderful producer. He's got this.
JB Rose, anybody you care to shout out before we lock it down?
Oh, the team. I've got a great team. Deborah Rose, my sister, Phil Buchanan, Paul Lawrence, Jazz Buchanan, Paulette Long, Paulette Harris. There's so many people who are supporting. Maurice Kiladijo. There's loads of people who are supporting. It's very difficult because, you know, once you call names, if you miss out a few names, you're in trouble.
There goes, oh, never call me name. Oh, come never call me name.
Yeah, you don't call my name, don't it? So I can't do that. Okay. Everybody knows. They know who they all are.
Right. Any shows coming up? What shows you got coming up? Any shows coming up?
I've got a show on Friday, actually, July the 19th. It's a shame I don't have the details, but her name is Paulette Harris, and I'm singing live, and it's a charity event. But if you go to my Facebook or Instagram, you'll see information about me performing there on Saturday, on Friday night, and there'll be more shows coming up as well. So if you subscribe and follow me on Facebook and stuff, then you'll get to know when and what things are happening.
Great. JB Rose, let me say thank you. It's nice catching up with you. It's been a while.
Thank you, Carl.
I was surprised. You surprised me.
You were surprised? What were you surprised
I was surprised.
You were surprised that you got the music?
Yeah, I was surprised actually because it's been a long time since we talked, so I was surprised. But that's the way it goes, you know. I do like surprises sometimes, not all the time.
Right, right,
Great.
right.
Let me say once again, thank you for taking part in the show. I know you've been busy today as well, so thank you for taking the time out. You know, what I mean, and God bless you. We'll catch up with you soon, and look after yourself. Massive respect.
And you
Thank you.
too. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome. Thanks. Right, guys. So there you have it. Don't forget, you can catch me tomorrow on the Drive Time Show, www.newstarradio, Car with a C, the Drive Time Show. And I should tell you, right at New Star Radio, I should say. And I should say to you, any artists out there, if you are from the UK, not just from the UK, but if you're any artist out there, if you can from the UK, you can hook me up. And I will actually give you a tune a spin. I don't do the tunes with dirty language. I don't do it tune with any, bad lyrics. But it doesn't matter what genre it is. You can hook me up at New Star Radio. Or you can find me on IG, or you can get in touch with me on the radio, and I will actually feature your tune. I do a session each Thursday, which is a back-to-back session. We are featured artists from the UK and the West Midlands, so you can hook me up there. And if you want me to give your tune a spin on the radio, because we are still broadcasting right here on New Star Radio, hook me up, and I'll give your tune a spin. Also, check out JB Rose tomorrow, because I'll be featuring 3 of our tracks tomorrow on the Drive Time Show. The tracks will be about just after. See, I have a feature which I call my favorite artist. Tomorrow she will be my favorite artist, which comes up just after 5. Then I have a feature called This Is What I Call a Tune. I know, I can't help it. And I've got lots of features on that show, so check it out, Newstar Radio, www.newstarradio.com. Finally, before we move on, I think I still got a little bit of time left. Before we move on, so we got a new government. Yes, Richie Sunak is not longer there. The Conservative is no longer there. We've got a new government now. The last government was there for 14 years. And didn't we suffer? You know what I mean? One of the things that actually annoys me about the last government, and there was all about Brexit, or exit. Now, when Brexit, and there was also politicians that was actually talking about Brexit. And some politicians was actually saying, when Brexit is done, we are going to take all that money and put it in the health service. My question to you guys is, where is all that money gone? Where have you got it back? And why haven't you put it in the NHS? See, politicians, you see, they talk and talk and talk, but they never do. We watch this government and see what they get up to. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Catch you back next week with another What's on Your Mind. I want to say thanks to my producer. Thanks to my very special guest, JB Rose. And don't forget to check her track out. Brand new. It drops tomorrow. God bless you. My time is here. Good afternoon. Producer. Bless up, sir. God bless you.